Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at T Picks over on X, ready to break down the Monday slate. We've got 7 games to go over today, which I will be breaking down here shortly. But schedule alert, 1 game tomorrow, so there won't be a show tomorrow. I'm going to do a show for tomorrow tonight. So later tonight, I'll do a quick picks on that episode for tomorrow's 1 game. Wednesday, there's a whole bunch of games. Unfortunately, I have a doctor's appointment when I would normally be doing the show. So the show will either be after that or it'll be a look-ahead show, which I'll do Tuesday night. So the show times are going to be kind of wacky this week. Of course, the NHL schedule is a little wacky with American Thanksgiving. Normally, we would have a bunch of games on Tuesday, Thursdays. We don't this week. Obviously, none on Thursday, 1 on Tuesday. So NHL's schedule is kind of out of whack, and then my schedule is kind of out of whack. So things will be a little different this week when it comes to the schedule for the show. But taking a look back at yesterday, Matt Boldy anytime goal unfortunately lost. Boldy did not score. I did cash on Wild Money Line as a premium play. And I have to say, I'm truly impressed by this Wild team. Beating Pittsburgh 5-0 in shutout form. A Pittsburgh team that was 12-2-1 in the previous 15 against the Wild. With Gus Bus in net was very impressive. Then coming in here to Winnipeg, I know they didn't have Connor Hellebuyck, but the Jets were unable to score a goal. So even with Connor Hellebuyck, he wouldn't have helped them score. This Wild team is truly impressive right now. The Jets had won 9 games in a row against the Wild. The Wild beat them 3-0. Back-to-back shutouts against 2 teams that had dominated the Wild. The fact that they're getting shutouts, 3 of his last 4 starts by Jesper Wallstedt have been shutouts. Gus Bus is playing great as well. This Wild team is scary right now. And they are a bet-on team on a nightly basis right now. Seattle Kraken and the New York Islanders. This was a heartbreaking loss. Now, the Kraken, Jonathan Davis mentioned it, how bad the Kraken are on the second night of a back-to-back. And this game obviously went to a shootout 0-0, so it could have went any way. The Islanders do get the win. They did deserve the win. They were the better team in that game. So minus 170 favorites. They barely got the job done in the shootout. So 0-2 in the show yesterday, 1-2 for me overall in the NHL. And now we'll look to get things going here on Monday. Day games on Friday, I believe. Okay, yeah. So the entire week is going to be kind of out of whack. But I have to go to my appointment on Wednesday, so I can't get out of that. So unfortunately, show times will be kind of out of whack this week. But having said that, we're going to jump into the first game here. My favorite game of the day to start off with. Limited plays today, but I love this game. Columbus plus 135, road dogs. The Washington Capitals minus 160 home favorites and a total of 6.5 here in this one. Washington 6-2 in the last 8 between these teams. 2 overs, 2 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. So 2 and 3 when it comes to the under. Merz Lincoln's confirmed 4-4, 3.37 goals against average, 900 save percentage. Logan Thompson 8-6-1, 2.24 goals against average, 909 save percentage. Thompson's numbers are starting to come down to earth after a very, very hot start. When I look at this game here from a side perspective, I don't really know which way I would go here. when I would look towards the over. If you were looking at a total here, just this Capitals team, 7-4 win against Edmonton, 8-4 win against Montreal, and then a 5-3 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So the Capitals are giving up way too many goals, but they've scored 17 goals. 18 goals in their last 3 games. So that's great as well. The Blue Jackets have been an overtime machine lately. 4-3 overtime loss to Detroit, 3-2 overtime win against Toronto, 5-2 loss against Winnipeg, 4-3 shootout win against Montreal, and a 2-1 shootout loss to the Rangers. So maybe we see a draw here. Maybe this could be a close game. But there's 2 player props I absolutely love here in this game. First one, you guys knew this was coming. Give me Jacob Chychrun over half a point, minus 110. I continue to cash with Chychrun on a nightly basis. I'm going to continue to bet him. Minus 110 to get a point. We're starting to lose value now. Other places had minus 120, minus 125. I got this at bet at MGM for minus 110. We're going to lose value if Chychrun continues to do this. His point prop is going to be out of my price range eventually. We should be seeing minus 130, minus 140s with Chychrun if he keeps this up. And then I'll have to look at the assist or something like that. But he has been scoring goals and getting assists recently, so I'm going to stick with the point, minus 110 here in this game. But that's not all. Have to go with the hot goal scorer, Adam Fantilli, anytime goal, plus 240. Fantilli, I guess I should have mentioned with Chychrun, he's on a 7-game point streak. So I like him. And then here, Fantilli, back-to-back games with a goal, but he has scored in 6 of his last 8 games, including 2 goals there against Toronto. So plus 240 for him to score, having scored in 6 of his last 8 games. There's just a ton of value with him, especially with how the Capitals are giving up a ton of goals right now, playing in high-scoring games. So I'll take Chychrun over half a point for the Capitals, and then Adam Fantilli, anytime goal, plus 240 for the Blue Jackets. Looking at other players on streaks here in this game, Zach Werenski is on fire for the Jackets right now, 0.6 games in a row, but minus 180. We'd have to look more at a parlay piece for that. Goal streaks. Ovechkin had his goal streak ended in his last game there. He scored in 4 of his last 5. And actually, he's had success against Columbus here. He has scored in 5 games in a row against the Blue Jackets. So Ovechkin anytime goal could be a very good look here. In this one, Ethan Frank for the Washington Capitals has scored in back-to-back games, plus 525. And then Jacob Chychrun has scored in back-to-back games, plus 390. Werenski has a power play point in 3 of his last 5, plus 225. Werenski assist 4 of his last 5 games, minus 125. So there's really just no value with Werenski. Chychrun assist, plus 145, which he has done in 4 of his last 5 games, 5 of his last 6. So if you don't like the minus 110 for the point prop that I have for Chychrun, you could go with the assist prop at plus 145. I didn't, just because he has been scoring goals as well, and I don't want to be on the assist prop and have him score and not win. So I'm fine with taking the point prop here. But we'll continue on along. Let's see here. Let's fucking go. Yes, let's fucking go. Hello from Sweden. Hugs from Anis. Hello, nice to see you. Is that your name, Anis? I'd like to know your name because I don't want to try to pronounce your YouTube name. So let me know what your name is so I can say hello and not butcher that name. Marchenko was hurt in practice, listed as questionable. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good for the Jackets. Leonard point and power play point. Leonard point props available yet, Eddie? Let's see here. I will tell you right now if I can see any of his props available. Let's see here. Ryan Leonard point. Yeah, plus 135 at MGM, plus 135 at DraftKings. Terry, I smashed the like. Thank you, Richie. You always do. Mr. Edelman, Sabres are back. Now. Calm down, Mr. Earl. They own the Canes in Buffalo. As I mentioned on the show the other, that's a home series. The home team, I think, I actually have it right here. Hold on a second. The home team is now 13-1 in the last 14 games between Carolina and Buffalo. So I wouldn't say the Sabres are back, but the Sabres own Carolina in Buffalo. In Carolina, it's a different story, and I know you know that, Tim, because I know you've gone to Sabres games in Carolina. And unfortunately, you haven't seen a win yet. Voronkov assist. Yeah, he's been playing well. Cole Sillinger, plus 550 anytime goal. 3 goals on 10 shots in 5 games against Thompson. Okay. So someone who's had some success against Thompson. Monahan point, Nerensky point parlay. Plus 143. One NHL play today, Red Wings money line. All right, we'll be talking about that game next. Monahan points in 5 straight versus the Caps. I just wish he was on the top line. That's all. Unless he got moved back. I think Adam Fantilli is still on the top line. Bear with me for a second. We'll quickly check out line combos. Yeah, Fantilli, Marchenko, who isn't listed as questionable, but and Voronkov on the top line. Monahan with Miles Wood and Kent Johnson on the second line. So that's a bit... wish he was on the top line, but Jackets team total over 2.5 minus 140. Yeah, not a bad luck with how this Caps team has been giving up goals. But game number 2, the Detroit Red Wings and the New Jersey Devils. The Wings plus 120, road dogs. The Devils minus 140, home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this game. We will take a look and see if we have any goalies here in this one. Jacob Markstrom likely for New Jersey, 5-3-1 with a 3.83 goals against average, 864 save percentage. No one yet confirmed for Detroit, but Talbot listed unconfirmed, 9-2, 2.66 goals against average, 899 save percentage. Detroit 3-2 in the last 5 meetings between these teams. The last 3 all very high scoring, going over 6.5. When I look at this game, if this game was in Detroit and we had Detroit at this price, I would be on the Wings. But because it's in New Jersey, both of these teams have been so much better at home than on the road. Detroit 13-8-1, 5-4 on the road. The Devils 13-7-1, but 7-0-1 at home. I don't have any interest in betting against the Devils at home. As I said, if this game was in Detroit, I would be on Detroit at this price. But because it's in New Jersey, I am off the side. However, I will take a player prop. Give me Moritz Seider over 0.5 point, plus 122 for the Detroit Red Wings here. In this game, bear with me for a second. Seider has been excellent. 2 points in his last game against Columbus. He has at least 1 point in 5 of his last 6 games, 3 multi-point games during that stretch. So Seider is just playing really great hockey right now, and getting plus money for his point prop. FanDuel plus 122, which was a bit higher than the other books here. Just great value for what he's been doing lately. So I'll take him. Plus 122 here in this game. Taking a look at other players on streaks with value. Obviously, DeBrincat, Raymond, but no value with their point props. And that's basically it. Arseny Gritsik was on a streak, but he's kind of cooled off here. Nobody really on any kind of big goal streak or power play point streak. Assists, Moritz Seider. 4 of his last 5 games, plus 145. And that's basically about it. Not a lot of guys on any kind of goal streaks or point streaks here, other than Moritz Seider in this game. Let's see here. Bear with me. Chinnikov took Marchenko's spot on the power play. Okay. Yeah, so he's probably out. So the lines will get moved around. Markstrom is confirmed for tonight. All right. Nemec point. All right. I like the Wings money line in this game. Yeah. Hey, they're a dog. I can't get to them. And actually, I have no sides today. Do have 2 premium player props that are over on Picks and Parlays in a package with the 3 props I've already given out. So if you want those other 2 props, available on picksandparlays.net. Link is in the description below. But yeah, no sides for me. Today was just a very difficult day for me to get to any sides here. Philadelphia Flyers and the Tampa Bay Lightning here in this one. The Flyers plus 150 road dogs. The Lightning minus 180 home favorites. And a total of 6 here in this one. Samuel Ersson confirmed for Philly. 3-1-2. 3.3 goals against average. 844 save percentage. Andrei Vasilevsky for Tampa. 8-5-2. 2.52 goals against average. 906 save percentage. This Tampa Bay team has turned things around after a very, very bad start. Now 12-7-2, 6-5 at home. The Flyers 11-6-3, 3-3-1 on the road. And both teams enter this game winning recently. Philadelphia has won 3 of their last 4 games. 6-5 shootout win against St. Louis. 3-2 overtime win against St. Louis. 6-3 win against the Devils. And then a 5-1 loss to Dallas sandwiched in there. And then Tampa's won 3 in a row. 5-1 against New Jersey. 2-1 overtime against Edmonton. 5-3 against Washington in their last game. I find Philly money line appealing here with how they've been playing recently. But I just don't really want to go against Tampa at this point with how they're playing. Philly is 3-2 in the last 5 meetings between these teams. 5 of the last 7 going over 6.5. So high scoring games usually when these 2 teams face each other, and 2 of the last 3 went to overtime. Could we see a draw here? I could see it. I could see a draw here because Philadelphia is playing great hockey right now. They are going to overtime a lot. This Tampa Bay team is definitely playing well also. So I would look at them. A play that I had written down, but I took it off. So probably going to have some success here is Owen Tippett. 0.4 games in a row for Tippett, including a 4-point game against St. Louis. I'm seeing like plus 134, plus 130 for him to get a point. 4 games in a row. He's just playing really well right now for the Flyers. Ultimately, I decided to stay off. Darren Radish for Tampa Bay as well, another player I was looking at. He is plus 110 for a point. He's got one in 4 games in a row as well. So both of those guys on point streaks for Philly and Tampa Bay. Let's see here. Tyson Foerster scored in back-to-back games for the Flyers. No really big power play point streaks. And then the 2 guys I just mentioned, Owen Tippett, Darren Radish, both on 4-game assist streaks. Owen Tippett plus 290, Darren Radish plus 141. Travis Konechny, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 145. Same with Sean Couturier, plus 210 for him to get an assist here in this one. Dun, dun. Rich and I like a Chychrun assist myself. Yeah, you could go that way. I don't mind taking the point prop at minus 110. Gensel plus Radish at 1 point each. Not bad. Just Hello, Dylan. No point, Cernak, Hedman, McDonough. Flyers at plus 150, great value. That's true. That's true. There is great value. And those are a lot of injuries. So maybe the draw. Maybe the draw is a good spot here. Kucherov anytime goal, I see listed as day to day. I see him listed as day to day. So Kucherov's status is also a concern. So yeah, maybe the Flyers. Noah Cates point. Yeah, Noah Cates has been doing well recently. Let's see here. Well, he had 3 points in his last game. Previous 5 games, nothing. So maybe this is the start of his streak. Obviously, he had a great game last game, but haven't really seen. Just woke up. Any updates on Kuch and Point? Point is out. Kucherov is listed as day to day. So tip at plus 350 for an assist on FanDuel. Wow. That's great odds. Cates Point and Forrester Point plus 216 on FanDuel. All right. Bjorkstrand assist. Radish plus 180 for an assist. Giddy up. I like it. Jack Finley playing net front on the Tampa power play plus 625. Anytime goal. All right. Kucherov participated at morning skate. He's good to go. Okay. So he's going to play, but obviously he is dealing with something. And Richie likes Sweet Pickles plays there. But final game we're going to break down, and then we'll get to the remaining 3 games on the slate. Florida, minus 135 against Nashville, plus 115, total of 6. Florida was minus 155, and then moved to minus 135, which is because they announced the goaltending for this game. Danil Tarasov likely for the Panthers, 1-3-1. So a losing record, but a 2.34 goals against average and a 910 save percentage. A lot of teams would love to have a goalie with a 2.34 goals against average and a 910 save percentage. UC Saros for the Predators, 6-8-3, 2.85 goals against average, 895 save percentage here in this one. Florida, 3-1 in the last 4 meetings. 4 of the last 5 have gone under 5.5. So we've seen a lot of low scoring games between these two. And I really don't know what to do with the side here. You guys, I've mentioned it before, probably not going to be betting on the Nashville Predators all year long. Unless they go on a win streak, then I'll jump on them at that time. But otherwise, they're more of a fade team for me. But I'm not taking the Panthers money line at minus 135 on the road with Tarasov and net. I just can't do that. So would have to be Florida in regulation, which I have no interest in doing here. So, and I'm not taking the over with the heavy under history. So this game is a pass. But players on streaks, Reinhart 6-game point streak, but minus 200, no value there. Not really anybody with value on the point streaks. Reinhart anytime goal, back-to-back games with a goal, 4 of his last 6 plus 150. If I was getting to anything in this game, it would be Reinhart anytime goal. Brad Marchand has cooled off. We'll see if he can get back going. Reinhart power play point, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 195. And nobody on any kind of assist streak here in this game. Terry, we're all day today. Yeah, I feel that. I do. Here comes the Marchand anytime goal. No. Incorrect. He's cold now. He's cold. I was taking him when he was hot, but now he's cold. And because I just called him cold, he's probably going to have a hat trick tonight. So we'll see. Under 6. I lean that way. I just I don't want to. Reinhart anytime goal. I could see that. That's a good play. And when I've been on Marchand the last 2 games and I've seen Reinhart score, it's like darn, should have been on Reinhart. Fun bet Wood plus Stamkos 1 point parlay. Okay. Half unit on Greer anytime goal. All right. Other games on the slate that I did not break down. St. Louis and New York Rangers. St. Louis 4-1 in the last 5 between the teams. 5 of the last 8 going over 6.5. Rangers at home. I have no interest in backing the Rangers at home. They are 1-7-1 on home ice. They've lost 4 games in a row. St. Louis just ended their losing streak against the Islanders with a 2-1 win. But I have no interest in taking this Blues team either. Now, the Blues have had success against the Rangers. If someone was forcing me to bet something, bet a side here, I would take St. Louis, but I don't have any interest in this game. Taking a look at guys on streaks, Jordan Kyrou point, back-to-back games, 3 of his last 5, plus 103. Panarin, Zibanejad on streaks, but obviously no value with their point props. Looks like JT Miller is out. Trocheck is day-to-day, so the Rangers also have injury issues here. No power play point streaks. Assist streaks, Adam Fox, back-to-back games, minus 130, no value there. Jordan Kyrou, plus 220 for an assist, back-to-back games with an assist. Ultimately, you can see why this game, why I didn't break it down with the other games, because it's a game I'm just passing on. Ottawa and LA. I want to take Ottawa in this game. I want to fade the LA Kings at home. The issue, though, the Kings 8-0-2. In the last 10 games between these teams, they've had Ottawa's number for 5 years now. 4 of the last 6 going over 6.5. 2 of the last 4 going to overtime. I like the way this Ottawa team is playing. The Kings are 1-4-3 at home. So 8 games at home, they've won 1 of them. They've lost 3 games in a row. Back-to-back losses in shootout/overtime, and then Ottawa's won 3 of their last 4. These two teams just did face each other in Ottawa, and the Kings actually got a 1-0 win in that game. So a rare win. Continuing their win streak against the Senators. But these two, as I said, these two teams just did face each other 9 days ago, so it is a revenge spot for the Senators. I would have to lean with Ottawa here in this game, but did not get to it with the Kings dominating them. Jake Sanderson over half a point is a good play here. Something I almost pulled the trigger on as well. He has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 103. Dylan Cousins has a point in 3 of his last 4, and had success against LA for a 4-game point streak against LA, but 3 games in a row he hasn't got anything against the Kings. So that streak looks like it is over. Joel Armia has scored in back-to-back games for the Kings, plus 650. Sanderson assist, 4 of his last 5, plus 135. That's who I would bet on if I was betting this game, would be Jake Sanderson. And finally, Vegas, Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. Vegas 4-2 in the last 6 meetings, 3 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. I think this should be a higher scoring game between these two teams. Let's see if we have goalies now. Here, do we have? No. Vitek Vanacek likely for Utah. 2-3-1 with a 2.85 goals against average, 873 save percentage. No one yet announced for Vegas. If I was to bet Vegas, which I do lean with Vegas here, if I was betting a side today, it would be Vegas. I want to know that it is Akira Schmid. Schmid 9-1-3, 2.44 goals against average, 902 save percentage. He has been by far the best goaltender for Vegas this season. I kind of want to see him in net before I pull the trigger on Vegas, but this is good odds for Vegas here. I believe that they were minus 105 earlier, now minus 120 for Vegas on the road here in this game. Looking at guys on streaks, Pavel Dorofeyev had his point streak ended in his last game. Braden Bowman is on a 3-game point streak here. see, 4 of his last 5 games. He has a point, 2 points against Utah when he faced Utah the only time. And he's also on a goal streak, 4 of his last 5 games with a goal. Braden Bowman plus 280, which obviously included a game against Utah 2 games ago. So Braden Bowman is red hot for Vegas. Thomas Hertl's playing well. Shea Theodore, a point, 4 games in a row, plus 106. Nate Schmidt for the Utah Mammoth, 4 games in a row with a point, plus 205. So there's a ton of value with Nate Schmidt here in this game. Facing one of his former teams, I believe. Yes, I believe he played with Utah. I believe he played with Vegas. Other guys in goal streaks, not a whole lot. No power play point streaks. Jack Eichel back-to-back games with an assist, minus 140. No value there in this game. No value with him in this game. But with that being said, we will go into the chat and see what people think before we... It'll be interesting if Forsberg starts again tonight after beating his former team 1-0 in Ottawa. The Sens have lost more games than any other team in NHL when facing a former Ottawa goalie. Wow. That's interesting. Very interesting. Dylan Cousins, anytime goal, not a bad look. Bowman point, plus 120, definitely not a bad look at all. Bowman has goals in 3 straight and 4 of 6. Top line, top power play. Great value with him. Great value with him. Cooley point, Keller assist, plus 231. Okay, I like that as well. Need excitement in my life. Put 100 on Vegas puck line and gonna go watch it at Circa. Have fun. Have fun. Great show, Terry. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sweet Pickles. Appreciate you as well. Appreciate everyone that watches the show. Thank you all. Eichel over 3.5 shots. Cash 4 of 6, 5 of 7 versus Utah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Eichel loves to shoot the puck. He's definitely had big shot streaks for sure in the past. But that's the show for today. As I said, most likely I'll be doing a show later tonight for tomorrow's only game. And then if you missed the beginning of the show, this week is going to be the schedule is going to be all messed up for shows this week. Wednesday I have a doctor's appointment, so I won't be able to do the show at the normal time. I kind of want to do this show for Wednesday, Tuesday night, but there's so many games and I won't have all my point streaks stats that I normally would have Tuesday night. So we'll see what happens. I don't have a firm schedule yet for this week, but there still will be shows. But thank you everyone for watching. Best of luck in the NHL tonight, and we'll see you again for the next episode. Picks on Net, NHL picks and predictions. Best of luck, guys.